Okay, so what we have here is a diagram, actual size diagram of the boot rocket here, and you may notice on the actual image there are some struts on the fixed gimbal for the rocket nozzle on the bottom here, and while these are not actually shown in the actual print, I have found a way to replicate that using, well, the end of a toothpick. You'll notice right here it's been milled to look all fancy, and that's exactly what we are looking for as prop builders, stuff that's done for us, right? So what I did was take toenail clippers, and let's see if I can do this without bumping the camera. I placed it like this. Actually, I'm going to do this sideways. I placed it thusly, and then I took the clipper, held onto it like this, and I laid it flat, and there you have it. That is all you need. Now, if my calculations are correct, that should just wedge in. Boom. Pretty simple, huh? Okay, we have a post-edit situation here. One of my struts fell out, and I was pressing it back in. And you may notice something's missing. And now we know what the inside of the print looks like. There's a lot of air up inside of there. So ladies and gentlemen, be careful when you're pressing against it. So I get to take and fill both of the gaps here and put them back together in such a fashion as to where they won't fall apart again. The plumber's putty. You've seen me use this before. It looks like I get to use it again. So, ladies and gentlemen, be very careful with your props. Yeah, I said I was going to use the plumber's putty to put that piece back together, but let me just explain something here. That is a razor. That is Occam's razor. Enough said. Thank God for that. The anatomy of your boot rocket. I don't know if anybody else has done this yet, so I figured why not? You know, we're a bunch of sci-fi geeks, so why not have all the proper terminology in place for, you know, all of our toys. I'm going to start off with the intakes here. We have the main intake here with all the vents, this triangular piece up front. It's just for space flight. I'm calling it the negative atmosphere compensator. It takes, I guess, space matter and turns it into matter and translates it back into the KCC unit, which we'll go talk about later. When you're in atmosphere, like Earth atmosphere or any place you can breathe air, we have the positive atmosphere intakes, which do obviously what you think they do. It just takes air and pops them through the, yes, that's right, the port and starboard power distribution nacelles. Now, they get their power from the KCC unit, which is short for kinetic capacitor charging. It operates on a principle of movement. Every step you take, every time this thing moves, it takes that kinetic energy and turns it into potential energy, which is therefore translated through the power distribution nacelles through to the heat exchangers, as is evidenced by these heat sinks here, and through to the ion transducer chambers. That's right, this little narrow piece right here, which require all these struts I still need to install. It's narrow. There's a structural integrity thing there, I know. So we just gonna put that on later. And of course, the last piece of this puzzle is the static thrust nozzle at the very bottom. There is no gimbal system here because your knee and your ankle is the gimbal system. Go figure, right? So why am I calling these static gimbal struts? I don't know. It sounds cool. Sue me. So there you have it. The anatomy of your boot rocket.